DSA. Now, before we start off, let me start off with my introduction. Who am I and what do I do? So, just a sec. Is my audio and video clear off? Like, is there something that needs to be catered? Okay, clear? Okay, fair enough. So, I'm Siddharth Hazra. I'm a senior software engineer here at GeeksforGeeks. I deal with the connect at GeeksforGeeks basically. I look over a team which deals with the video streaming and one-to-one calls and all. So who am I as a programmer? I'm a candidate master at Code Forces. I primarily do good in competitive programming. I'm an ACM ICPC regionalist from Amritapuri region. Who am I as a teacher? For the past 4 years or 4.5 years, I have been teaching DSA, system design, core subjects, and other stuffs to multiple colleges, to companies, multiple batches, and other stuffs. That's pretty much about me. On weekends, I am a mentor. On weekdays, I'm a software engineer. So that's pretty much about me. So you can give your short intro in the chat itself, and then we can just start off. So today we would be learning about, let's just start off with what is basically DSA. Okay. Why do we need DSA in the first place? Okay. Let us just start off at this point. So, yep. So why do we need DSA and what is the importance of DSA in the first place? Okay. So the full form of DSA is data structures and algorithms. Okay. So let's just first understand it with an analogy in itself. Okay. So let us first understand the concept of data structures. Let's say I want to drink water. So for drinking water, I can use a bowl, I can use a glass, and I can use a plate. Like I can pour water in a plate and I can drink it. In a bowl also I can drink it like this. But in glass it is the most feasible one. I can drink water from all kinds of utensil, but drinking it in a glass would facilitate my drinking. So in the same manner, every problem can be solved using just arrays. You don't need to learn about stack, linked list, segment trees, anything. Every problem can be solved using arrays. Okay, that is why we have saying na, implement stack using arrays, implement this using arrays, implement queue using arrays. Why do we have so much data structure? We have so much data structure because it facilitates working with it. Okay, so whenever we want facilitation, like whenever, let's say I would give you an example. Whenever, let's say I want to remove the last inserted element or I want to access the last inserted element, I can do it in an array. Okay, I can do it in an array. The problem would be that I would need a pointer and removing elements from that would have to reshuffle the elements. That is why doing it in a stack is easy and more efficient. So data structures are nothing but simple containers which facilitates working with the data. That's pretty much. Let's move forward to algorithm. What are algorithms? Algorithms are nothing but a way to solve a problem is known as algorithm. Like sort an array. Like let's say use a bubble sort. That is also an algorithm. We use merge sort. That is also an algorithm. Bubble sort is the time complexity of big O of n squared. Merge sort is the time complexity of n log n. Merge sort is better, but still both of the ways are termed as algorithm only. Algorithm are nothing but a way to solve up a problem. Okay. And data structure are nothing but containers which facilitates the working of the algorithm. Am I clear till this point? Then we would start off with the very first data structure, that is arrays, and we would do some problems over it. Give me a quick one in the chat. You just need to reply in zeros and ones. Zero is not understood, one is understood. That's pretty much the idea. You don't need to write yes again and again. Okay. Fair enough. Let me just share my screen at this point. Yep. Now my iPad screen should be visible. Okay. So the very first data structure we would be learning today is array. Okay. What is an array? Array is a contiguous part of the memory. Okay. Like a container which is contiguous. Like there is a big array in itself. What is this? Someone has mistakenly turned on their audio. Okay, as of now, I want to pause the audio of everyone. If you want to speak up, just let me know in the chat itself. Okay, so basically, array is stored at a contiguous part in the memory itself. Okay, it is stored as a contiguous part of the memory where there are elements stored over here. Like we have the very first element 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, and 9. And they are not resizable. It's a very simple container where we keep data in it. Okay, it is not resizable. Not resizable. Okay, it is a contiguous bat in the memory. Like let's say an integer takes 4 bytes, so the address of this would be 1000, and this will be 1004, 1008, 10012, 1016, 1020. This is a contiguous part in the memory. Okay, that is basically the point where we do it. Okay. Now, array indexing starts from 0 and we go till the point of n minus 1. Okay. Now, the very first problem statement is reverse an array. Okay. Like let's say we are given an element 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Then the reversal of that would be 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. After reversing, this would be it. Okay. Think about and how would we solve this problem? Take 2 minutes of your time. I would turn off my video. Take 2 minutes and then we would discuss how we can solve this problem. Anyone has any, so reversing the loop, temporary variable, and swapping to. Okay, you can't use inbuilt methods. Okay, so now there are multiple ways to do it. One way is that we would declare another array of size n. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this indexing is how much? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this indexing is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would have one pointer I over here and one pointer j over here. So you would take this element, keep it over here, then decrement I and increment j. So 5, 5. Then decrement I and increment j. Then 4 would be kept here. Then decrement I and increment j. Okay. And then again I. So we would keep here 2. After keeping it, after copying the values, increment j and decrement I. So again you would keep here 1. So if you observe that by having an extra array and having two pointers, one in the or given array, we have the pointer to the last element. In the new array, we have a pointer to the first element, like this. And this thing would go like this. And we can simply just keep it reversed. Okay. So if you implement this approach, the time complexity would be big of n. Why? Because you are iterating over each of the elements one by one. The space complexity would be big of n only because you are creating a new array of the size of the original array. So the space complexity would be big of n. Okay. That's pretty much the idea. Am I clear with the brute force approach? This is the brute force approach. Am I clear with that? Give me a quick 1 or 0. Okay, many zeros. So I would quickly just tell it now. So the pseudo code of that would look something like this. We would initialize a new array answer of size n, and then we would have the pointer I at n minus 1 and a pointer j at 0, okay, of answer. Now I would just loop over int j is equals to 0, j is less than n, and j plus plus. We would just keep it in the answer. Answer of j is equal to a of I. And after that, we would just decrement the ith pointer. What will it do? Let me first explain you that. Let me first explain you that. Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4 given as the original array. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So first we made an answer array of size n. So we made an answer array of size n. This is the new answer array of size n. And then what we did is we took an I pointer, okay, and j pointer. So I pointer is over here at this point, and j pointer is over here by this loop. So j is equals to 0, I is equals to 0. Okay, I is equals to n minus 1. Sorry, I is over here. I is n minus 1. So what would happen? Answer of j is equals to a of I. So 4 would be kept, and then I minus minus. So I would come here, and in the next iteration, this j would make it go here. Then again, answer of j is equals to a of I. So 3 would be kept here. Then j would automatically get incremented because of this, and I would decrement it. So now 2 would be kept here. Then j would automatically get incremented because of this update condition of the for loop, and I would decrement. So now I is over here, I is equals to this. so it would be 1. After that, j is outside n, so j is less than n won't be valid and this loop would end. So if you observe, the answer array contains the reversed version of the given array. Do I make sense now? With code and dry run, give me a quick 0 or 1. This is not CPP or something. This is like simply irrespective of every language. Just in Python, you don't have I plus plus. You need to do I plus I is equals to I plus 1. I minus minus I plus plus we don't have in Python. That's pretty much. So you need to do I is equals to I minus 1 plus equals to minus 1 or something. Pseudocode, yep. Pseudocode is same for everyone. That is irrespective of the language. So now, is there any other way we can do it? Is there any other way we can do it? Okay. Is there any other way to think of? What can we do? What we can do is we can have two pointers again. One would point to I, like, okay, I'll not share my screen. So what you can do is you can have two pointers at extremes. Okay. So now we have two pointers in extreme. The idea is that you would reverse, go back, reverse, go back, reverse, go back. So what would happen? Let's see. So I swap this value with this value. So I keep here 6 and I keep here 1. We just swapped. Okay. Then this I would come over here and j would come over here. So I plus plus and j minus minus. Now 2 and 5. So we would keep here 5. We would keep here 2. Okay. Now again I plus plus and j minus minus. Now I and j points to the same element. Okay. Now if we swap the same index, it would be same itself. So now if you observe, this is what we needed. It was given 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Now we have 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. How will the code look like? We would have two pointers at each extremes. So we would initialize I is equals to 0, j is equals to n minus 1. And we would keep doing while I is less than j. And we would use the swap method of a of I with a of j. After that, I plus plus and j minus minus. Okay. By doing this, the array would be reversed. What is the time complexity of this problem? See, one pointer, this pointer would run half, this pointer would run half. So n by 2 plus n by 2 is big O of n. So big O of n is the time complexity. If you observe that we have only declared the variables, we don't have any auxiliary data structure. Auxiliary data structure matlab kya? Auxiliary data structure means we are not using any containers of size n or something. Okay, we are using variables and variables don't account to time complexity. Okay, that is why the space complexity, that is why the space complexity is big of 1, which is better than time and space. So time remains the same, space complexity is better. So this is the solution. Take a snapshot of it if you want, but this is what is the solution. Do I make sense? Give me a quick 1 in the chat, or 0 if you have not understood. But I think it should be understood. Like I explained most of the details and did a dry run also. Most part of it is clear. Now let's do some problems. Quickly see up this problem. What are the major operation we do with the array? Array dot size. Major operation, we don't have any major operation. It is just a simple container which keeps indexes, which keeps elements in those indexes. Nothing major as such. Very simple data structure. So quickly take 2-3 minutes, like sharp 5:03 p.m. IST. Take 2 minutes, read the problem, and then we would start off. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So, given an array and an integer x, find if element x is present in the array or not. So basically, if let's say I'm teaching you all and I want to know if my friend Ankit, not Ankit, Ankit is very much common. Um, let's take Shahid, let's say. Okay. Let's say I want to know if Shahid is present in my class or not. He's a friend of mine. I want to know if he is present. So I need to act cool in front of him. So what I would do, you as a participant is not sorted in the Zoom meeting participants. Like if I just go over, okay, it is sorted. It is sorted. Let's say this was not sorted according to the name. Then what I need to do? I need to go through all the folks and search Shahid among you. If it is sorted, then I can simply go up like a dictionary kind of thing. I can simply go to PQRS and I can find out this. But this is not the scenario basically. Let's say this is not sorted. Then I need to go over all of the students, read their name one by one. And in the worst scenario, Shahid is not present. So because of that, I would go till the last participant and read the name. In the best case scenario, Shahid would be the very first person who would be present. So that is why, and this approach is known as linear search. Okay, where we search over all the elements one by one. Okay, and the best case time complexity is constant. Why? Because Shahid would be the very first person who is there as a participant. And the worst time complexity is where Shahid is not present. So because of that, I would loop over all of the elements. So just solve it in here itself. The code would remain the same irrespective of the language. So what I can do is, that's my idea, int a is equals to a dot size. And then what I can do is for int, it is what is still return the index of the first occurrence of the x. Okay. So this is 0, 1, 2. Okay, 0 is indexing only. I is less than n and I plus plus. Okay. So if a of I is equal to x, then we simply return that particular I. Okay. If the control of the program is reaching here, that is, it is not, the function is not doing an early return. If the control of the program is reaching here, that means this return statement never ran. Return statement didn't run, matlab we didn't find an element of our choice. So if it is coming till this point, I would return minus one. Minus one if it doesn't exist. That means the element doesn't really exist. I looked over all of the, like I have looked over all of the participants in my Zoom meeting. I didn't find my friend Shahid. That means Shahid is not present. That's pretty much the idea. Let's see if this works or not. Okay. Yep. So this is the small solution. Sir, why we use vector? You can use arrays also. Vector is resizable arrays, just like array list in Java and list in Python. Am I clear? Give me a quick one in the chat. We can't use for each loop here. Um, for each loop can't be used because we don't have the indexes in for each loop. When would you teach us about sorting algorithms in sorting class? Today is just introduction to arrays. if I take the class. By the way, a quick heads up because we have a few minutes left. So, okay, we would talk about palindromic array. This is also good enough. Return true if all the array elements are palindrome. Yes, good enough problem. Quickly see up this problem for the next 2-3 minutes. Will you teach complexities and sorting techniques? Yes. Please don't do it. Disable annotations for others. Yep. Now again, I need to reshare and share. Okay, fair enough. So return true if all the elements are palindrome. So that means every number. What do you mean by palindrome? Palindrome is something which, when reversed, has the same elements. Okay. So what we need to do is see this very carefully. My iPad screen should be visible. Let's say it is 535, 527, and 313. So if you observe that if you reverse 535, it would be 535 only. And this would be 725 and this would be 313. This element is not a palindrome. So to solve up this problem, you need to reverse the number and check if it is equal to the original number or not. The problem statement is pretty simple. So we need to reverse the number. How we can reverse the number? So we can reverse the number by using modulo operator combined with addition and addition operator. Let's say we have 5 to 7 and I want to reverse it. So initially you start off with answer is equals to 0. And what you do is you take out modulo 10, which would give you out 7. And you do answer is equals to 0 multiplied by 10 plus 7, which would make it 7. And then divided by 10. So which would make it 52, just integer division of it. Then again you do modulo 10, which would give you 2. Now again 7 multiplied by 10 plus 2 would make it 72. And again divide 52 by 10, which would be 5 only. Now again modulo 10, which would be just 5. So 72 multiplied by 10 plus 5, which would make it 725. So from 5 to 7 to 7 to 5, the algorithm would be such that you initialize answer is equals to 0 and you keep doing this until we have values out there in the original number. So we would say while x is greater than 0. We would keep doing this. We don't know how many times we were gonna do this. So now we would first take out the last digit. So last digit can be found out by x modulo 10. And then what we do is answer is equals to answer multiplied by 10 plus d. That is what we are doing. See, first we take modulo, then we found out 7. Then answer multiplied by 10 plus 7. This is what we are doing. So answer multiplied by 10 plus 7 is what we are doing over here. Okay. Then answer would get updated. So now we are dividing it 527 divided by 10. We made it 52. So we would say answer is equals to answer divided by 10. Okay. Now after this, if the answer is equal to the original one, we would say yes, this is a palindrome. So now the answer is pretty simple. We would implement. Am I clear with this approach? First tell me this. Am I clear with this? Just reverse a number. We would take out the digits from the back one by one and append it to a new number. That's pretty much the point. Taking out digits from the back is modulo 10. Appending it to the number is multiplied by 10 plus the new digit. That's pretty much. Do I make sense? Give me a quick 1 or 0. Please repeat. Explain one more time. Okay. No problem. I would explain one more time. Slowly, slowly. Let's say we have 1, 2, 3. And what do we want? We want to reverse the number and see if it is equal or not. We want to have 3 to 1. Now to do that, what we would do? We would take the last value, append it take the last value, append it, take the last value and append it. But we want to do this in a number. Okay. So what we can do is, see this carefully. We have 1, 2, 3, and we have a new number. Let's say new number is equals to 0. अच्छे से देखना. I would explain slowly. New number initially is 0. So what we do is, we take out the last digit by doing what? By doing modulo 10. And the answer would be 3. Now what we would do is, new number multiplied by 10 plus 3 would make it 3. After we have taken the new number, after we've taken the last digit, we now need to focus on this. For focusing on the second element, we need to remove this element. So how can we remove? We can do 1, 2, 3 divided by 10. That is the integer division, which would make it 1 and 2. So first we are accessing the last element by doing modulo 10, and then we are removing the last element by doing divide by 10. And when we got the last element, we appended it by doing this. And we keep doing this. Like 1, 2, 3 divide by 10 would make it 1, 2. And then we would again do modulo 10, which would have 2 here. Okay. So now what we would do, 3 multiplied by 10 plus 2 would make it 32. Now we want to remove the last number so that we can go to this number. How we can do? By dividing it by 10. And again, we would keep doing this until we have numbers. That is why this is the solution. Answer is equals to 0 while x is greater than 0. We keep doing this. This is where we take out the last digit. This is where we append the last digit. Multiplied by 10 means what? Every number goes this side, and addition of that would be adding a new element. Dividing it by 10 means every number was shift by this. Am I clear now? Okay, whatever is the scenario. Let me just now code the solution. So I would write a Boolean function which would tell me check palindrome, and it would take a parameter x. So first we would keep that element. So int tp is equals to x. Int original number is equals to x. Now we would modify the x. Okay, now we would also take answer variable which would keep the reverse number. So while x is greater than 0, what we would do is we would first find the last digit x modulo equal to 10, and then answer is equals to answer multiplied by 10 plus d, and then we decrement the value by 10. X is equals to x divided by 10. Okay. After doing all this, if original number is equal to the reversed number, return true, else return false. Okay. Now, if all the elements are palindrome or not. So we would iterate over all of the elements. Here we can use for each loop also. So let's use a for each loop. Int element of a. So if ck of e, that means if any of the number is not equal to a palindrome, we would return false. If we are reaching here, that means every number was a palindrome, so we would return true. Let us check if this number is correct on, if this solution is correct or not. Okay. And yes, someone pointed out my mistake in my pseudocode now. Yes, many a times it happens because I don't prepare notes and all. I don't keep pre-written codes and all. Everything I write from raw. That is why many times I might make mistake. And that is acceptable even after 4 years of teaching. Please explain the time complexity. Okay, I would do it. So basically we are iterating over all of the elements. And then for each element, we are checking if it is a palindrome or not. So time complexity is n log n. Why? Because each number can contain log n number of log base 10 number of digits. And the time, see this, the time complexity of this is the number of times this while loop would run. This while loop would run how many number of times? Digit number of times. The number of more the number of digits, more the while loop, this while loop would run. So number of digits is basically, if you just go on to mathematics, this is a little bit of mathematics. The number of digits in a number is log base 10. So it is n log n because of this reason. Any optimized solution? I don't think so. There is more optimized solution than this. You can keep it in a number, you can keep it in a string, and then you can reverse it also. Like you can convert this number to string, and then you can reverse the string and compare it. But that would also have the same time complexity. Am I clear with my solution? Give me a quick 1 in the chat and give me a 0 if you want more explanation of anything like that. Okay, so that was it from my side. Okay, so can you quickly rate the session out of 10? Out of 10, can you quickly rate honestly? Okay, so seal math.seal 9 point. Can I get the, where can I get it? You would get in the portal, it seems. Or I don't really know. Okay, so that was it from my side. If you have any further queries, you can ask me at this point. This is an open forum now. I will be taking question for next 2 minutes. Suggest some tips to learn DSA fastly, sir. Do the problems which you are not able to do. When will you teach time complexity and sorting techniques? When the lecture would come? Where I can get the recording of this session? Just below the live session. Okay. Anyone have, this is an open forum now. When will be the next class? I don't know. Mayank Soni, you can reply if you know it. Sir, beginner tips to learn DSA? You can start off with just selecting the basic tags. Logics towards DSA. Logic building is something which is done through practice. Sir, can you make the particular group where we can get notification about lecture? No, 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 no. I am a person who is a little bit busy on my end. Like from Monday to Friday, I'm a software engineer. On weekends, I teach, and I also have a personal life. So just merging everyone together, I have a busy schedule. So making and maintaining a group of my own is something. But you can connect with me over LinkedIn. I usually post when there is a live going on. And you can also follow me on Instagram also. Just search the name Siddharth Hazra, or this is my username siddhartha.cpp. Many a times I post in stories also. Thank you, GeeksforGeeks. Thank introduction. Special thanks to Siddharth Hazra for this clear explanation. Okay. If you liked it, you can just mention it on LinkedIn, tagging me. I'm new in DSA. Can you please guide me or give some tips and guidance, sir? Uh, do more problems and less lectures, because I've observed that people just keep on looking lectures day after day. But coding at the end of the day, you need to code it. It's not like you can watch a lot of, like, it is not like other subjects. Like you watch a lot of OOPs and next day you can give an interview of OOPs. Coding is something which you need to do it on yourself. Okay. LinkedIn ID, yes, I sent you. I would still send you again. Okay. That was it from my side. Thank you and have a nice day. All the best, everyone. Goodbye.